the character and the greatness of these two sides, when we reflect on Premier League history, these two are going to be up there near the top, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, by far. And I think anyone that wants to join that party of them knows who is he competing with and knows what he has to deliver. Because those two, this is not something that happened, like just this season, the season before and before that. They've been going at it for so long. And you know what the thing is? When you're watching two teams, is what like sometimes you look at teams and you say like, oh, they're really fighting for it, but they also play beautiful football. And that's very difficult there because sometimes we only talk about how great, Pep, we all know the Barcelona style and the style he was going to bring, the way he moved the ball quickly and create so many opportunities. Now we look at a Liverpool side, he changed the way people have to play. Maybe we put pressure on the ball and try to win the ball back quickly and then hit them on the counter attack. They're very good at that. So having two sides that don't always play the same way, but in a way, they both know what is effective for their team. And I think that's what everybody that wants to play the game has to compete with. I remember my time, Arsenal. Arsenal was very good at that. Sometimes, what I hated the most when I was playing is that they will kick you and they will tell you, I'm sorry. That was only just to slow the game down because they always wanted to be in charge of the tempo of the game. And I never get that. You have friends in the team like Vieira or Thierry Henry. They'll kick you and they go, hey, Mary, I'm sorry, man. You know, I'm sorry. And then you look at them and you're like, oh, my God, when I get my chance, I'm going to give it to you. And City and Liverpool are doing identical to that. They're so clever and they know how to win games. And that's why, City won the league.
I was just funny. Mario mentioned Arsenal there. I was just going to say, going back to Mario's point about not only are the two great teams with two of the best managers, but they play differently, but as entertaining as each other.
Sure.
City a bit more possession based. Liverpool a lot more dynamic and quicker. And it does. And although there's been great teams, Chelsea in the Mourinho years, Ferguson over a 20-year period with a changeover of different teams, but they remind me, if I was putting the two of them together, it's almost like a hybrid Arsenal of the great Wenger era, right, where when he had Henry and Petit and Vieira and Adams and all these other guys, and it was a mix. As Mario said, they could play some of the most swashbuckling football, but they could hit you on a counter-attack, and they were all big, strong boys as well. And that's what I think an amalgam, although they didn't win the Champions League, that Wenger team, they were more than good enough to do so. This Liverpool and City team sort of reminds me of an amalgamation of that great Wenger era at Arsenal, where he even had Sir Alex Ferguson banging his head on the wall thinking, and he said it himself, Ferguson, I've got to beat this guy.
Yeah.
They're a brilliant team.
And of course, City are going to have Haaland next season, Shaq.
Which makes them even more difficult to beat, and I think that raises the bar somewhat. But obviously, that's a signing with an eye on the Champions League, which continues to elude Manchester City. But to the point around the Premier League, it makes them all the better. It forces everybody else to do likewise. I think Liverpool, you've seen how they continue to do business. I mean, Diaz this January has added another dimension to them. And that's the beauty of these two teams. And Craig was just talking about Manchester United and Arsenal and that rivalry. How these two have remained consistent. City have the money to bring in whoever they want, it seems. And Jurgen Klopp has gotten every single signing absolutely right in a way that they just keep getting better to match Manchester City. And so it promises to be this way for quite some time. Daunting task for everybody else, but for neutrals, it's mouth-watering just to think about what's to come.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.